I like Fabio Silva as much as the next guy, but for £42 million, don't know if I like him quite that much, especially when he's only scored 3 goals in this season. This might go down as the best piece of business we've ever done. Hey guys, and welcome back to the 24th episode of the FM21 Salford and the PREM Save, where today we are facing Arsenal and Liverpool, and the teaser was Fabio Silva, but the hook, line and sinker is that we are out of the relegation zone for now. We are currently on 23 points, West Ham are on 22 points, but we have a game in hand on them. It is against Arsenal and our next one's against Liverpool, so I don't know how much it counts for much, but I'm happy to have the games in hand. Either way, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, Arsenal are down in 12th. It's winnable. It's certainly winnable. If you guys are enjoying the series so far, make sure that you smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here for daily-ish Football Manager videos. And since last time, it has not been going too bad. The last game we played was against Watford. We then went on to lose against Burnley, which wasn't our best game ever. We then beat Bournemouth and West Brom. And we've been playing some pretty tough teams lately, and we haven't been having great luck. And I think that's mildly because I've been using the 3 at the back formation, 5 at the back formation, whatever you want to call it. So I think I'm going to move back to this 4-1-2-1-2 diamond arrow that we always end up coming back to. And we have a pretty strong 11 available at the moment. And I'm not going to mess around too much. We're going to go straight into it. We've got... Did I go over transfer window? Did I go... Have we talked since transfer window? I don't think we have. This should be more organised. We've also made other transfers apart from Fabio Silva. Gosh, okay, that's a brilliant performance by me there. Who was the last person we covered? I think we'd gone on about Marco. I'm going to assume we haven't talked about Voigt. Voigt has left the club for £7.5 million, £9.5 million actually, so an even better deal. We've also got Yerostov, who's left the club on loan, so we don't mind that. Fabio Silva we've already covered, but unfortunately he did leave just after the transfer window closed, so we couldn't spend that money. But we have actually spent some money, most of it going on Simon Milnes, or Malnes, I have no idea, but he is a pretty solid player with a lot of potential ability, great stats at this current point in time. And for £28.5 million, it's a pricey one. It is a pricey one, and he's so far not shown that he's the best player in the world, but he can play in centre mid, cam, striker, right winger. I think he's a versatile player. I think he's a great player, and I'm hoping that he does do bits for us. We've also brought in Fabio Silva, who was kind of just a hunch, so hopefully that hunch pays off. He's already not worth as much as we brought him in for, but hey, you take those risks every now and then, and now that we've gone over the players that we've signed, because that was all planned, I knew what I was doing there, we're going to jump into this game with our starting lineup being Gassama, Milnes, Marco, then we've got Fassin, a new signing as well, Gravenberch, Manu, Gama, Braithwaite, Debnam, Hadji, and Vasquez in between the sticks. I don't know what was funny about saying Debnam. I think it's just because I still can't actually say his name correctly, and it is mildly amusing that I have said his name probably about 20 times already, and I have no idea how to pronounce it, even though it's quite easy. It's just quite hard at the same time. We are versing an Arsenal side that are obviously not performing as well as they could this season, but they have been on good form, and there's not a lot of players in there that we recognise, and that's probably because we're so far into the save that there's not a lot of players in the save in general that we will recognise, but I'm hoping that means that they don't have great players. Maybe they've made some signings like us, a bit of wonder kids, youngsters that aren't actually that good. So fingers crossed that is the case. We have 2 shots to their 1, but we haven't seen a single opportunity just yet. I'm hoping that when it does come, it is coming our way, and it is coming. And it is Arsenal on the ball, running down the left-hand side, looking for a ball into the mixer. That is not a penalty. We have conceded so many penalties this year. That is not a penalty. That was such a fine tackle. He got all ball. You can't tell me that's a penalty. Wasn't a foul. That's all we needed. Thank you. Thank you. Don't need the stress. Gosh, they're just trying to get me upset at this point in time. Football Manager, just yeah, all over me like a bad rash, giving me heart attacks, giving me anxiety. It's just the way they roll at this current point in time. 36 minutes gone, and it doesn't look like our attacking sort of play has been working very well at the moment, but we are on the ball as we speak right now, and Gravenberch is playing it back to Manu. We are regrouping from the back, even though we are on a more direct sort of approach, and Gravenberch's shot there is certainly a much more direct sort of approach than what we were doing just before. Doesn't end up into the back of the net though, but he has a corner and he could whip it in and get onto the head of a player, but he doesn't. And Arsenal have cleared it out, and I'm thinking already maybe a tactical switch up might be necessary. I just don't know if my attacking instructions are doing what we need them to be doing, and they haven't for quite some time, to be completely honest with you all. Since that season that Gassama scored about 20 goals in the league and we came 10th in the table, we've not been doing bits attacking wise, so is it worth working the ball back into the box? I don't know. We're going to give it a crack though, and hopefully we see a few more opportunities being created, although we are trying to use slightly more direct passing, and working it into the box isn't really aligned with that. But we'll see what happens. Arsenal are on the ball right now. You cannot tell me that it's a Football Manager. Come on, like, it's ridiculous now. We see penalty shouts going against us every 5 seconds. That one wasn't a foul. Again, why are you doing this to me? It's a conspiracy now. Is it just me, or have they doubled the amount of penalty shouts that they ever had in this game over the past few weeks? I think it's an actual thing. But Gassama's through on goal. He shoots. That's a fine save by the Arsenal goalkeeper. To be fair, it wasn't the best shot ever by Gassama, who he's been on again, off again since that season that we just talked about. I'm hoping that he can find his form once again, because he was magic when he was on his form. And we've almost come in with a great opportunity to score there. Milne's trying to find his first goal for the club in that complete forward role. This is certainly the most attacking we've ever played him. We played him as a central midfielder for a solid amount of time. Now that he's moving to that striker position, I hope that he can really make it his own, especially because we did sell Fabio Silva, as I've already said, and I'm thinking that a tactical substitution needs to be made at this point in time. And I think I'm even going to add a few more instructions, shorter passing, and we're going to distribute it to centre-backs, try and build out from the back, and we're going to need some better passes of the ball if we're going to be doing that. Can Yanez pass? He can. 17 passing. That sounds good to me. He can be the deep line playmaker that we need in that midfield role. Marco's not doing anything in that central attacking midfielder role, so potentially need to switch him out in a minute. But hey, it's not going great for many other players, so we can't really put all the blame on him at this point in time. Arsenal are on the ball with 12 minutes to go. That took me way too long to work out some pretty basic maths. And they're coming at us, trying to play it over, but Hadji intercepts. Manu down to Marco and back to Manu, but he's a centre-back and not really the best passer of the ball ever. Why do I have him in CDM again? Oh yeah, for extra defensive solidity. They play it over, they're out on the left-hand side, and they definitely have a few options, and they find the option that I was really hoping they wouldn't find. A header goes into the back of the net, and that is so unlucky. We have done a really good job to keep them out, but now we're going to have to go more positive and try and get a result in this game, because we have been playing well. It's just not really fallen exactly the way we wanted it to so far, and we need to make sure that it does by the end of the final whistle. By the end of the final whistle, I guess the end of the final whistle kind of works. Does it work? Not really, does it? But we'll say that it does. They're on the ball again. It's not a real highlight. We're just having our time wasted here by Football Manager. A bit like every time they get a penalty shout. And yeah, so I'm used to having my time wasted by Football Manager at this point in time. Coyle tries to cross it in. Surprise, surprise, it's gone out for a corner. Please don't make me watch the corner as well. Thank goodness we didn't have to watch the corner. We're going to make another substitution, actually. And I'm realising that Manu probably doesn't need to be on the pitch if he's unhappy and kind of not a great player. Is it just me, or do deep-lying playmakers on a defensive duty as a CDM this year do absolutely nothing? It can't just be me, because they're terrible. They do nothing. I say that as I change our player to a CDM as a deep-lying playmaker, but they are horrendous. I've never seen them get any sort of assists, make any attacking opportunities, and with 2 minutes to go, I guess direct is the way to go. I mean, we're not exactly going to outplay and work the ball into box with Arsenal at this current point in time. So we're going to have to just hope that a knockdown comes our way and we get into the back of the net. Can we see an opportunity? No, we can't. We're going to lose a game again. And it has not been a good run for us of recent times. We're still out of the relegation zone, but we do need to find a tactic that's going to work. You can't be too harsh on us, though. We are versing some pretty difficult sides, and at this current point in time, it's combined with some bad form. And Liverpool, who are up in 6th place, is the next team that we're versing. At least we're at home. That's all I'll say. There's mild amounts of hope. And then some easy games after that. So this wee run, that's where we're going to get the points. This wee run, yeah, it's going to be a lot of losses, isn't it? Well, it's already been a lot of losses. This is not a future tense thing. This is certainly a past tense thing. There's definitely a clear cut-off for the teams that are in the relegation battle. For example, Southampton, 4 points away from us. We've got a game in hand on them, but 4 points. I'd say that's the cut-off. So any of these teams can be relegated. Fulham, not going to lie, you're probably down. West Brom, good chance you're down too. West Ham and Salford, that's up for debate. And this game is going to be an important one to make sure that we do survive. And this is the squad and the tactics that we're going with. Tactical genius, Raxel FM. Here we go. We're going with Gassama, Marco, Carter, Ajita, Gravenberch, Masab, and Garber, Benjamin. Just Australian dude. It's not even that hard to say. Ward, Prowse, Vasquez, and we've got quite a few players on the bench. Well, 7, because that's the typical amount. And Milnes has not kept his spot. Unfortunately, just doesn't work in this tactical shape. But trust me, if Gassama doesn't do well, he'll be coming on in a heartbeat. And it's likely that Gassama's not going to do well based off that. How many goals has he scored this year? Not enough, I'll tell you that much for free. But let's actually find out how many goals this man has scored this year. Our star striker, our star pupil. If we had a classroom, he'd be like that one guy that's real smart. That could do like the 10 times tables, instead of just, your 1s and your 2s. That would be ridiculous stuff. It is time to end our poor run of form, and it is time for Gassama to score. He scored 11. That's not as horrendous as I thought it was going to be honest. That's actually mildly respectable for a lower mid-table. We're not even lower mid-table. We're relegation battle sort of team. So it's respectable in that case. Why is my laptop not handling this game right now? Give me a second. We're doing some. Oh, I'm on super battery mode. I meant to go into silent mode. There we go. I don't even have to pause it. There we go. Sorted. Much smoother now. Hernandez whips it in. We can see them score in all ultra HD version now. That's exactly what we need to see. They are definitely on the attack at this point in time. As Ojeda almost gets it there, but they quickly get it back, and all hope of us having a counter-attack seems to be lost, and a great block means that shot doesn't even get in towards our goalkeeper. And there's still no shots, even though we've seen a chance. I think that should just be something you should stop, Football Manager. If there's not a shot at the end of it, it's not really a chance. And if there's not a player in the middle of the pitch, don't clear it there, especially when you have quite a hefty amount of time. I don't know who kicked it. Just don't do it, though. It's not the done thing. Debnam playing it up to Carter. See, he was calm. He had time. He looked for the pass, and now we're on an attack. Carter moving forward, probably going to look to cross the ball in at this point in time, as we have hit early crosses on. Gassama scores. That's what happens when we pass it to players, when we have time, and be intelligent about things. I know that if you didn't clear it out the way you did, we probably wouldn't have had that chance, but let's ignore that. That's a minuscule technicality, and Gassama has listened to me. He's heard my prayers, he's answered them, and he scored a goal. 12 goals for the season now. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves, because Liverpool are definitely a good side, and they can easily score up against us at any point in time, although that's their first shot. So it's promising. They've now had 2. It's becoming all the more stressful. 25-ish minutes gone. There we go, for 25 now. That took a wee bit longer than I thought it was going to be, and they have another opportunity. I don't want to see it. I don't need to see it, because I know it's not going to end up in the back of the net. I'm so confident it's not going to end up in the back of the net. I just don't need to see it. It's not necessary. I knew that wasn't going to happen. Hit the post, but the post isn't the goal, thankfully. 2 shots to their 4. It's not been the most insanely entertaining game of all time, but I'm sure the Salford fans that have made the trip are not complaining, because going into half-time, it looks like we're going to be 1-0 up. Don't show us a chance. There we go. We've come away with it. We're going to tell them not to get complacent out there. If we can win this game, that would be an amazing feat for us to go into those next few games against the easier sides. Can we get an opportunity from this corner? Gassama picks it up. Surely he's going to play it back out to Ward-Prowse. No, he does it himself and then passes it to Ward-Prowse when he's like 50 centimetres away from him. I don't understand it. We've lost the ball, and I'm going to blame Gassama for not passing it to Ward-Prowse earlier if we do concede from it. Parrott, who seems to be making a lot of moves for them at this point in time, tries to cross a ball and maybe should have been in the mixer because Carter's able to counter-attack, but that wasn't his best pass ever, and it's now Liverpool back on the ball, and that's not what we want to be saying at all. They've played a magical ball through there, and I'm hoping that they don't get the chance, and they do, but it goes wide of the post. And early on in this second half, Liverpool are certainly coming at us, and we're going to have to move down to a more cautious approach. I was thinking maybe we could bump up the directness of passing, but I think that's just going to cause even more issues for us, because we're losing it enough as it is. We don't want to lose it anymore. They're definitely not holding back, and I don't think going cautious is stopping them from getting these opportunities. I don't really know what will. So we're just going to keep it the same. Tactical genius there. Marco's going to come off though. Edgehill's going to come on that left-hand side and hope that that can be a good attacking outlet out on that left-hand side. I mean, he's our captain, so surely he can guide us into the win. And with only 20 minutes to go, Liverpool are definitely coming at us. 1.4 XG. You certainly would have expected them to score a goal by now, and it still hasn't happened. Ajita's not had the best day at the office, so we're going to bring Yanez on for him. And I think we're going to make our final substitution in just a few minutes, and I think it's going to be Ward-Prowse to come off. We don't want to see any red cards, and you know what? That substitution is going to happen right now. Hadji. He's coming on. That's not a hard one to pronounce. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with names at this current point in time. Come on, 5 minutes. Let's not see any opportunities. We see an opportunity. Don't score it. Don't you dare. I've scored it. It always goes that way. Hey, before this game, if we'd gone into it and said, are we getting a draw? I would have taken it. It's just that could have been blocked on the line very easily by Gama. And there's still a couple of minutes to go. But we're in with an opportunity. If we can score this, it would be magical. But yeah, the one's breaking away. And I think we're going to go from all 3 points to no points. But it's a red card for Hadji. He's come off the bench because we didn't want Ward-Prowse to get a red card. And now we've got a red card for him. And Basab, I don't think you've ever been right back in your life, but you're playing there today. And let's see if you make a position out of it yet. I hope he does, because we need to hold on to this result. 1 minute to go of additional time, and it's one more chance. It's a throw-in in an attacking position, and I don't like it. It's going to be a goal. I've already called it. It's going to be a goal. Oh my gosh. YMCA. Why do we have to continuously lose? That's painful. Now that is painful. It's always the way though. It's always the way. We suck so much in this game. They always give us hope. The amount of games I've played this season where we've lost by 1 goal or just had a goal taken away from us, a win taken away from us in the last few seconds. You know, look at all these games. I'll click on a random one. 2-1 loss. See, 94th minute winner. Let's go for a 1-1 draw against Everton. It's less intense, but here's another result where it's gone against us in the last few seconds. Okay, that was early on. There we go. 93rd minute. Leicester. 83rd minute. There we go. We were winning for a period of this time. No, it was actually a draw. Not as exciting as I thought. Brighton. We equalised late on. That's not a good example. Aston Villa. 91st minute. West Ham. 15th. Again, not a great example. Not a good example. But that's a penalty. And that's kind of a good-ish example, I guess. Watford. This one's a great example. 94th minute. I'm telling you, it's a conspiracy theory, but I think it's a valid conspiracy theory. Because I think it's got some conspiracy behind it. Football Manager, get your stuff sorted out, give me some better results, and get me out of the relegation zone. We're not in the relegation zone, so that's the least positive. But we could have gotten a win there. It was Liverpool. I had a team talk with them. And now we have to verse Southampton away from home. It's not going to go the way we want it to. But I'll tell you what, we're probably going to use that tactic, because I didn't expect it to work as well as it did, to be completely honest. And we still can't take a look at the match analysis. How many shots did we have? We did alright. 7 shots. I don't see any reason why we can't use that. But Troy Parrott is officially my least favourite human being on the earth. £79 million. And he scored 5 goals in 19 appearances. And of course 2 of them come against us. I don't need it in my life. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you have enjoyed this episode. Hopefully we're not in the relegation zone when we see each other again. And I'll see you all later.